and behavior that can't be explained. They may look like us, but nothing about them is normal. These are the most disturbing videos of people whose presence will haunt your nightmares. Tupac, not real? Sounds crazy until you see this clip. During a casual interview, everything seemed normal until he smiled. Something about his teeth looked off. Not just a bad angle, unnatural. In one brief moment, his teeth and tongue seemed to shift into something almost inhuman. It was fast, subtle, but eerie. He quickly adjusted, smiled again, and acted like nothing happened. But that split-second glimpse stuck with people. Some say it was lighting or compression. Others swear it was something hiding beneath the surface. Whatever it was, it didn't look like Tupac, at least not entirely. Meat aisle. A guy visiting a Walmart near Detroit at night had one of the strangest encounters imaginable. As he approached the meat section, he noticed a man crouched on the floor. At first, it looked odd, but then he realized the man was eating raw meat straight from the package. The scene was disturbing, his movements eerily animal-like, almost zombie. The clip spread online, sparking theories that this man might not have been entirely human. Others took a darker turn, suggesting the possibility of a strange virus making people behave this way. Whatever the truth, it's not something you expect to see during a grocery run. Cursed gaze.
And you know what? That didn't upset me.
Sorry.
That told me to calm down.
A woman sat in her car when another lady approached and began speaking to her in an unsettling tone. But what truly sent chills down her spine was the woman's appearance. Her eyes looked unnaturally wide, almost bulging from their sockets.
Sorry.
That told me to calm down.
Some online compared her disturbing look to Chucky from Child's Play. It was hard to believe this was normal. While a few suggested she might have suffered from a medical condition, others were convinced there was something darker at play. Perhaps a curse, or even demonic possession. Whatever it was, the brief encounter left the driver shaken and the internet buzzing. Subway possession. A shocking clip recorded inside a subway left people unsettled. A man suddenly threw himself onto the floor, lying on his stomach. He began shaking his head violently, making eerie, rasping sounds, before writhing and crawling forward, his arms stiffly pressed to his sides. Without warning, he stood back up, continuing the strange act while letting out disturbing noises. Commuters around him were clearly alarmed, but no one dared approach, while others whispered about demonic possession, or perhaps something even darker. What do you think was really happening here? Barbender. You go to parks for fresh air, not to watch people doing bizarre stuff. But this man saw exactly that. A woman was furiously kicking a monkey bar, and it wasn't just normal kicking. The metal actually bent under her strikes, nearly snapping as she kept going. This wasn't ordinary human strength. Some were convinced she was a superhuman. Others whispered she wasn't human at all, claiming they'd never seen anything like it before. One thing's for sure, if you ever went up against her, you wouldn't stand a chance. Church possession. During a local church gathering, a woman suddenly began acting strangely. She swayed side to side, her gaze fixed on something far beyond the human world. Then, out of nowhere, she started laughing that made those around her step back. The priest quickly approached, placing his hand on her head as if performing an exorcism. But instead of calming, her movements grew more violent, her expression more twisted, as though whatever was inside her refused to leave. Some in the room prayed aloud, convinced they were witnessing a genuine possession. Others have since wondered if the girl ever truly recovered, or if the darkness still lingers within her. Alien escorts. People can't stop talking about this strange clip of an Asian woman flanked by two bizarre-looking bodyguards. Not only did they tower over her, but their facial features seemed off, and their movements appeared mechanical, as many netizens pointed out. What's stranger is, this isn't the first sighting. Another video shows a completely different person being escorted by what appears to be the same oversized guards. While some shrugged it off as people cosplaying as bizarre characters, others were convinced this was something far more unsettling. Top secret leaked footage of extraterrestrials blending in, and maybe even working alongside humans in plain sight. Hospital possession. Doctors and nurses at a hospital were left stunned when a patient in critical condition began behaving in a way no one expected. Standing on his bed, he gestured wildly, moving as if trapped in a dream. When staff tried to restrain him, he yanked his arms free with surprising strength, then began jumping up and down on the bed. The chaos lasted until they finally pinned him down and administered sedatives. The footage quickly went viral, with many convinced the man had been possessed by a spirit, because how else does someone on the brink of collapse suddenly find the strength to leap and fight like that? Possessed shopper. You never know when your grocery run might turn paranormal, like these shoppers found out. Near the cashier, a woman suddenly began screaming at the top of her lungs, clutching and squeezing the scarf around her neck. Moments later, she stumbled forward, moving as if all her strength had drained away. The unsettling scene left witnesses frozen, some convinced they were watching a full-blown demonic possession unfold in the middle of the store. Online, theories were split. Some claimed it was a supernatural attack, while others suggested it could have been a severe panic episode or mental breakdown. Mechanical guards. Many online found these guards downright bizarre. As Putin walked past, they bent forward in a salute almost humanly impossible. Their heads tracked him in a perfectly smooth mechanical motion, making people wonder if they were even human at all. Some suggested they might be advanced robots in disguise, and since Putin showed no reaction, many speculated he'd personally hired these human-like machines to watch everything and protect him with their razor-sharp observation. Durham horror. A strange footage captured in Durham, NC, has been circulating online, leaving people deeply unsettled. It showed a man standing eerily still inside a building, but something was very wrong. His head lolled backwards, unmoving, while a close-up revealed his eyes completely rolled into the back of his head, his mouth hanging wide open. The unsettling sight sparked a wave of theories online. Some were convinced he was possessed by a dark force, while others believed this was something far worse, a real-life zombie caught on camera. If that's true, then are they finally coming? Doorstep stalker. Your doorbell cam might catch package thieves or stray cats, but this? One family claimed they'd been stalked for a week by a strange woman straight out of a horror movie. One day, she came right up to their door, so close her eye nearly touched the lens, and just stared. No words, no movement, just that unblinking, skin-crawling gaze. She stayed there for over a minute before silently walking away. The family was left shaken, unsure if this was some twisted prank or something worse. Her face looked so unsettling that many online believed it wasn't makeup at all, but her real appearance. And if that's the case, then what exactly was standing at their door? Midnight terror. This bizarre clip was recorded in the middle of a street at night, where a woman was seen stumbling barefoot. She clutched a stuffed toy in one hand, her face painted completely white, giving off an unnerving presence. At one point, she appeared to be arguing with someone who wasn't there, even tugging at the toy as though in a struggle. The strange behavior grew so unsettling that the cameraman quickly fled, later claiming he felt a dark and sinister energy coming from her. Online, opinions were divided. While some believed it was demonic possession, others suggested she might have been suffering from a mental condition. Porch horror. A man exploring an abandoned property had one of the strangest encounters of his life. As he approached a decaying house, he noticed a figure crouched on all fours on the porch, but the face was the real nightmare. Its grin revealed unnaturally sharp teeth stretching almost to the cheeks, with dark patches surrounding the eyes. The unsettling sight froze him in place. Later, when the clip surfaced online, opinions split sharply. Some argued it had to be a person in an elaborate costume, while others insisted it was something far more sinister, perhaps a creature seeking shelter in the abandoned home. Hallway shift. A strange video has been circulating online, leaving many questioning whether skinwalkers might actually be real. Surveillance footage from a hotel showed a waitress walking down the hallway when she suddenly slipped and fell. But at the very moment she hit the floor, her body appeared to morph into a dog. The bizarre transformation stunned netizens, with some insisting it was a skinwalker caught in the act. Others weren't so sure, debating whether it could be a clever edit or camera glitch. Either way, the unsettling thought lingers. You never truly know if the person beside you is human. Field Stalker. Zombie virus might just be more than fiction, and what this guy filmed in a remote field felt like a chilling preview. While admiring the sunset, he spotted a lone silhouette in the distance. Zooming in, the figure's movements were unnatural, stumbling as if its body wasn't its own, mouth hanging open. The eerie gait sent shivers online, with some convinced this was a real zombie caught on camera, and that they might soon come for us. Others argued it could have been a disoriented person or an elaborate hoax. Still, the haunting image left everyone wondering what exactly was roaming that field. Bone Beggar. A homeowner's security camera captured footage that left him certain a skinwalker had entered his home. In the clip, a man wandered into the garage, then suddenly dropped to all fours, eerily asking for a bone. The bizarre sight sent the homeowner into a panic. Some online brushed it off as a prank, while others suspected the man might have been under the influence of something far stronger. But a few couldn't shake the unsettling possibility that this was no ordinary intruder at all. Skinwalker Stare. This video has been terrifying people, and for good reason. A man filmed himself alone in his room, though the reason for the recording remains unclear. At first glance, he appeared unusually tall, maybe just a camera trick, or maybe not. Then he lowered his upper body, staring blankly into the lens, before breaking into a slow, unsettling smile. The lifeless expression, the bizarre posture, it was enough to send shivers down anyone's spine. Some called him a dangerous sociopath. Others were convinced this was no human at all, but a skinwalker with a hidden agenda. What do you believe? Midnight Intruder. A guy had just settled into bed after a long day when his door creaked open. An old, unsettling face peeked in. Someone crouched low to the floor. The figure waved before vanishing, only to reappear standing, exhaling some kind of smoke and waving again. Then it slipped behind the doorway. The real terror came moments later. The man entered the room and lunged onto the bed. Panicked, the victim bolted, sprinting out with the eerie old man chasing close behind. Whoever or whatever it was, the man lived to post the footage, likely reporting the intruder, if it was human at all. Window Lurker. A man working late heard a noise outside his window. Pulling the blinds, he was met with a jump scare. A pale, ghostly face, hollow black sockets, a frozen grin, suddenly pressed against the glass. The clip ended abruptly, leaving the rest a mystery. The uploader was convinced this wasn't a normal person, but a creature of the dark. Some say it was just a masked prankster, but it's a good reminder. Maybe don't check your blinds at night. Backbend. A couple of friends were hanging out when they spotted a strange woman on the street. Her back was bent unnaturally, yet she walked as if nothing was wrong, speaking on the phone. Then, without warning, she began moving backward in the same twisted posture, stumbling as though on a slope. People nearby stopped and stared, unsettled by her bizarre movements. The footage quickly spread online, while others were convinced she was possessed by something far darker. Whatever it was, her unsettling backward march left a lasting chill on everyone who saw it. Let me in. One of the trail cameras deep in the Appalachian Mountains, mounted outside a family hut, caught a chilling sight. Someone entering the backyard in the middle of the night. For nearly 10 minutes, the woman wandered slowly around the house. When people online doubted the story, the homeowner filmed her again as she returned to the property. Then one night, the home surveillance camera caught her lurking in the yard, shouting to be let in. But when the owner opened the door and shone a flashlight on her, she covered her face and backed away. Many believed she was one of the feral people long rumored to live in the Appalachian wilderness. Unstoppable Force. Take a look at this clip that has people believing in superhuman abilities. A woman was crossing the road when a car suddenly crashed into her, but instead of injuring her, the vehicle crumpled at the front as it hit her leg. She remained completely unharmed. The strangest part was that she didn't even flinch and just kept walking like nothing happened, not even glancing back at the wreck. People online are torn between calling it a hoax, a miracle, or proof of something far more suspicious. Midnight encounter. A man was out for a walk but instantly regretted it when he saw this. In the distance, in a completely deserted area, stood a woman dressed in white, hair hanging down, standing perfectly still in the middle of the street. Not exactly the kind of thing you want to run into at night. He even claimed she was barefoot, which made it even stranger. Who in their right mind would do that? Many online believed it was a witch, or worse, La Llorona herself, caught on camera. Scary intruder. A Ring doorbell captured a woman and her daughter rushing inside, clearly in a hurry. Moments later, a man appeared in the hallway, acting incredibly strange. He wandered in circles, scratching his head repeatedly, muttering to himself, or maybe to something unseen. He seemed disoriented, almost unaware of where he was. The woman shouted at him to leave, warning that police were on the way, but he didn't react, just kept stumbling around.
This is the last time I'm gonna tell you, get out front of my door right now, the police on the way.
Some people were convinced he was possessed. It was a chilling sight to witness outside your own home. Strange woman. A man was walking home along a deserted road when he spotted a woman sitting in the middle of the street. Thinking she might need help, he cautiously approached, but then she turned around. Her face was an unnatural shade of orange, her hair wild and tangled, and her movements erratic, almost inhuman. It was like something had possessed her. Some online claimed he had stumbled upon a witch trying to terrify him, while skeptics argued it was just someone in a mask pulling a twisted prank. Either way, that's the kind of encounter you never want to have in the dead of night. White Watcher. Imagine waking up in the middle of the night for a glass of water, only to think you're still dreaming. That's what happened to one man who, through a glass panel, spotted something unsettling. In one of the rooms sat a figure robed entirely in white, its face just as pale, with glasses perched neatly on it. It sat motionless in a chair, completely still, almost like it was waiting. The man froze, unsure if he was looking at a prank, a costumed stranger, or something far stranger. Online, many believed it was an otherworldly being, something we don't even have a name for yet. Ceiling Watcher. A late-night urban exploration turned into pure nightmare fuel.